Okay, today we are going to try doing stenciling with ink, which is permanent ink. And I have never used this before, so it's either going to be an epic fail for my first time, or we're going to do okay. But this is definitely the first time doing it, so let's see how this goes. So when you take your stencil off the backing, you want to make sure that you take it off side to side and you don't take it off diagonally, because that can actually stretch the stencil. And what you're going to do is you're just going to place it down on your garment that you're going to use, and you want to make sure that you press it down really well to make sure it's stuck down so there's no bleeding within the stencil. And then you're just going to take your permanent ink with a little squeegee and you're going to squeegee on your ink. What you want to do is put a lot on, but then take any extra off. You don't want to have any extra gobbed on there, so it gives a nice clean finish. And as you can see, I just goobered on that second line, which I was kind of bummed about, but this is my first time, so it's gonna happen. And we do have smaller squeegees, and I do think I'm gonna get those because these lines were really close together, and I think it would be a lot easier to get that extra off with having a smaller one. So now we're going to use this really pretty cobalt blue to do the stars in, and just make sure that you scrape off any extra, like I said before. I think this blue color is so pretty. And next we are going to actually do the words in black. I'm just going to spread it on there and then just try to make sure that I don't hit any of those red spots or blue in the other color. You want to make sure that you clean your squeegee in between, so you're not mixing colors. Even though I do want to try like an ombre look, I think that would be a lot of fun. We'll see how daring I get after this first one. But so far, I think it's turning out good, except the few little red splotches. So what I'm going to do is take the white, and I'm going to go over the white lines, even though it's a white shirt, to see if I can kind of tone out the red little glob that went over a little bit. So I am going to do all those lines with some white in them, just to see if I can get a maybe cleaner look, since I wasn't being as careful as I should have been. And since I'm a perfectionist, I went in with a paintbrush and just cleaned up lines that I thought needed a little bit more touch up, as well as the writing at the bottom. I didn't feel like I got all the way to the tops of the letters, so I went in with black and kind of just cleaned it up just a little bit. Was feeling a little confident after the shirt, so I decided to do some coffee mugs, and I went straight for the ombre, which I probably should have practiced a little more with just doing the regular colors first, but I didn't, and so here we are. So I decided to do this little cute heart flag, and right now I'm just pressing it down, making sure it's sealed down really well. and I'm going to do blue on the stars, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the stripes in red since it's on a white cup. Now I should have paid attention to where the lines actually met on the stars, but it didn't turn out too bad. The cool thing with doing ceramics is, even though it's permanent ink, when it's still wet right now, you can actually scrape at it a little bit. So I'm scraping any like over that I got and making it nice and clean and straight and smooth, which is really nice that you can actually kind of touch up a little bit before you bake it. So all in all, I think they turned out pretty good for my first time. I might spend a little more time next time making sure that everything is sealed on and checking where my lines are, but they're the 3 cups that I made today. I actually think they're going to look super cute for my 4th of July decor that we are doing, and I am actually going to bake them in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes, and that's going to set the ink into the cup. And here is the take top. It is drying, and once it's dry, I am going to take parchment paper and use an iron and set the ink into the shirt once it's dry for 24 hours. So all in all, I think everything turned out pretty good. It's cute, I like it, and I'm excited to keep going and hone in my skill on doing basically screen printing with ink. I'm super excited for this new adventure and what we are going to come up with. If you're interested in the stencils that you saw today or anything about Magnolia Design Co., of the products that we were using today, there is a link in my description. Go ahead and click that link and it will take you to the site. Or if you have any questions, you can always message me as well. And I hope you guys like this video and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe. There will be a lot more projects coming your way.